Whoa. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I want to sleep. I want to sleep right now. I've been going so hard. I've been going so hard this last 2 weeks, man, like 7 days a week. I want to sleep, I'm not gonna lie. But my phone just died. Check that out. Let me grab my other one. 1 sec. Good morning though. I'm here. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I really want to sleep. I think it's good to just get some rest. You know, you can go hard all you want, but sometimes you gotta just rest. You gotta just rest. No, I'm happy to learn that today. Still getting on and doing our thing. Excuse me, I'm just setting all the timers and everything. But yeah, mind over matter. Okay. We're gonna do a sitting meditation today. Morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. I need the love today because today I want to sleep. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Liz, Jay, Farhan. I'll see you guys on the other side. We're gonna get into our meditation routine. Mind over matter. It's a perfect time to find some inner peace. Alrighty, welcome back. Welcome back. Good morning, brother Marcus. How's it going? Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. Yusuf, good morning. Good morning. You think your which one is ringing? Yeah, the font's really small. I can't really see it. Yeah, that was my phone. Alrighty. We're gonna get into our reading routine now. I'm reading Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. We're almost done with the book, which is awesome. Because I already have sights on the next one that we're gonna be reading here. So if you guys don't have a book and you're joining us for the first time, feel free to. I know it's kind of hard to pull up something on your phone if you're, going to be involved with the actual session today. But if you have a book somewhere laying around, go grab that. Otherwise, forget the views. Just go ahead and read something online until we for the next 15 minutes, and we'll come back. So I'll see you guys on the other side. Alrighty, my friends, welcome back. Welcome back. All right, so now we're gonna get into our journaling routine. And with our journaling routine, how I usually like to start is by writing about what I'm most grateful for. So for me, obviously waking up in the morning, I'm really grateful for that. And then having exceptional health or being in exceptional health, two things I'm most thankful for in the morning. And so um, then I just go on to talk about for everybody who's just first joining, for who's first joining us. Then I go on to talk about things that happened in my day yesterday that I'm thankful for, things that I wish I could have changed, and then pretty much like future aspirations for what I foresee for myself or what I wish to achieve or acquire. Whether that be characteristically and or physically, materially. So it's just a good way to document your journey, and it's a good way to get your thoughts onto paper if you're someone who holds it inside or has a lot of thoughts to mention. So I'll see you guys on the other side. If you need more help with it, just feel free to reach out to me. All right, ready? Okay. So, welcome back. Welcome back. Oh, excuse me. So, I won't get into this for too long. But the last time we were in the book, Think and Grow Rich, we talked about the power of a mastermind group. So, how important it is to be around people who influence you in a positive way. And now we're getting into a section of the book that talks about how you think, read, and meditate are all the some of the primary concoctions of being super successful. Every man who has accumulated a great fortune has recognized the existence of this stream of life. It consists of one's thinking process. The positive emotions of thought form the side of the stream which carries one to fortune. The negative emotions form the side which carries one down to poverty. This carries the thought of stupendous importance to the person who is following this book with the object of accumulating a fortune. So although we're reading this book to enlighten ourselves, to be more in contact with our spiritual and highest selves, for those who are only in it for money, this book is clearly saying that when you think positive and you have nothing but positive elements in your life, then you'll be on the stream to many fortunes and millions of dollars. But if you surround yourself with those, or if you have a mental thinking process of negativity, then you can bet yourself that you'll be in poverty for your whole life. That's what the book is saying. So whether it's true or not, I mean, again, it's all circumstance. If you think positively, you're going to live a better life. You'll be potentially less stressed. That's an easy one to conceptualize. So I'll let you guys take that away. Some people undergo the experience of alternating between the positive and the negative sides of the stream. The more positive people you have in your life, the easier it is to stay on the positive side of the stream. When you're in between or you're in that transition, that's when I've experienced personally, when you're in a place of you're jumping, you're on the positive side, you have your friends that are, a new society of friends, a new group of people that you grow to know and you grow to live with. And then you have the other people who you may be evolving out of that space. So when you're evolving out of that space, sometimes you might find yourself on either side of the stream. One where, it's not necessarily always leading to poverty just because it's negative, right? It could lead to just being neutral or at a standstill, right? And so that's usually when you find yourself on both sides of the stream, or at least one or the other side of the stream, but operating in both capacities. Being at times in the positive and at times in the negative side. The Wall Street crash of 1929 swept millions of people from the positive to the negative side of the stream. These millions are struggling, some of them in desperation and fear to get back to the positive side of the stream. This book was written especially for those millions. When you live by the dollar, you die by the dollar, period. If money defines how you act, if money defines your confidence level, if money defines your thinking process, then when you don't have it, all of those natural, more than capable characteristics of man and woman are taken away. And so on the journey to achieving great wealth and spiritual holistic balance, I would say the most important thing is to never lose yourself in the money, because when you lose yourself in the money, like I just said, when it's taken away, then you don't have any more identity. That stretches and extends to showing people respect. Everybody has the ability to make $1 million. You may have a few 100,000. That's great. And that's a good representation of how hard you've worked, right? Or maybe how blessed you were to be at the right place at the right time. But at the end of the day, none of that really matters. And if you listen to a lot of the gurus out there who speak, there's people with plenty of money and who are miserable as hell. So why, at the end of the day, and then there's a lot of people out there who have a lot of money and they're really, really happy because they have the spiritual balance. So I feel like this is a good pre-calculated move of activities between reading, journaling, and meditating, that when we all become millionaires, we're going to have the balance, because before we were even millionaires, or before the world realized we were all millionaires, we knew we were millionaires. And so we built the tools, we built the systems and the skills to manage the lifestyle, to manage the energy that comes your way once we get to the point where when society realizes you're a millionaire or that you've made it, right? So don't let money define you is a suggestion. Poverty and riches often change places. The crash taught the world this truth. Although the world will not long remember this lesson, poverty may, and generally does, voluntarily take the place of riches. When riches take the place of poverty, the change is usually brought about through well-conceived and carefully executed plans. When riches take the place of poverty, the change is usually brought about through well-conceived and carefully executed plans. Poverty needs no plan. It needs no one to aid it because it is bold and ruthless. Riches are shy and timid. They have to be attracted. Anybody can wish for riches, and most people do, but only a few know that a definite plan plus a burning desire for wealth are the only dependable means of accumulating wealth. It's easy to be on the poor dad mindset, right? Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. That's a really good book. If you guys haven't read that yet, I would highly, highly suggest it. It's a good compartmentalizing book that takes your mind from employee and it gives you a scoreboard, kind of like in our book, The 4 Disciplines of Execution. It gives you a scoreboard of advancement for your personal knowledge or understanding. And you start up as an employee, then you go to being a business owner, and then you go to, I think, it's somewhere along the lines of where you're able to, I think, run a business. Somebody might have to correct me on this, but run a business. In the third pillar is run a business, and then the third is just being an investor. So when you're an employee, obviously you're working for somebody else, and so you go through these waves of, you don't really want to be there, but you never really get to maximize your full potential. When you're self-employed, that's great. Ha ha, woo woo. You're an entrepreneur. And like Gary Vee says, there's a lot of people who think they're entrepreneurs, but they truly aren't. But if you work at your job 7 days a week, being an entrepreneur or being a business owner, that's not the most efficient use of time. So you have to figure out a way to transition up into the third box where you're a business owner, and you're not considered a business owner until you have 2 or 3 businesses by business social code. But then once you graduate to the business owner side, you've found a way to efficiently extract your time back. So your business, you're down here in box number 2, you're building your brand, you're building your business, so you have to put that time in. But the old model, which is the poor dad side, is that they, like our parents or older generations of people, not by any means are they poor, right? But they're consumed by their business, their personal self-employed business, and that's not good because then that doesn't give them time to spend. We'll pause. I'm not the one who's to say that that's good or not good, but I can see how that can be non-beneficial because they can't spend time with their family. Obviously, they don't have any time for self, or maybe it's harder to find time for self, I should say. And so you want to get up here to the business owner side where you can actually still make the same amount of money as if you were already there, like McDonald's, right? You create a system that's self-sustaining, and then you extract yourself. Now you become an investor, and then you start buying up and investing into other properties. So poverty needs no plan, because you could just go to work. You can wake up, go do the normal things that you do, and be good because you're going to work. You're getting paid. So but to be wealthy, really takes a plan of action, and so and you have to take ownership and responsibility. And when you make that move of taking ownership and responsibility for your actions and the reality that you see and that you're experiencing on a daily basis, then at that point you start to naturally formulate a plan, because you're like, I don't like this reality that I'm in. I'm not pause, back up. I'm grateful to be experiencing this reality that I don't align with. I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be making money. I wish, pause. I am successful and I am making double amount, whatever that is, or triple, quadruple. I am making that amount, assuming that feeling, assisting it with a burning desire, assisting it with the idea of what you want to do and how you want to make a money, and assisting that with how you're going to give back to the universe through the acquisition of making this money or these great riches or personality characteristics. All is a total package of helping you achieve and change your reality. So the mystery of sex, transmutation. Sex is the most powerful human desire. When driven by this desire, men develop keenness of imagination, courage, willpower, persistence, and creative ability, unknown to them at other times. The transmutation of sex energy calls for the exercise of willpower, to be sure, but the reward is worth the effort. The desire for sexual expression is inborn and natural. The desire cannot and should not be submerged or eliminated, but it should be given an outlet through forms of expression which enrich the body, mind, and spirit of man. If not given this form of outlet through transmutation, it will seek outlets through purely physical challenges. A river may be dammed and its water controlled for a time, but eventually it will force an outlet. So I kind of like that one. It's interesting. I'm trying to figure that one out. The author continues and he talks about how you don't want to suppress your sexual ambition, right? Yeah, the cash flow quadrant. You got it. Yep, that's right. That was close. Thank you, Marcus. I appreciate that. Because in that section, I'm trying to figure out of Napoleon Hill, what I just read is he's saying that if you are able to control the sexual aspect of your emotion, this is for men and women, then you become a genius. But not to control, to eliminate or submerge the urge, but to use that energy into creating something bigger. You become a genius. Now, this is a new concept for me, something I haven't really heard. So I'll let, the seed has been planted, but everyone who's had the greatest amount of success has done that by having a consistent flow of emotion around sex. So it's an interesting one. It doesn't mean you have to do it all the time, and we have the right to redefine our own reality, right? But my point here is having some type of outlet to release that energy doesn't necessarily have to be, through our natural understanding of what it means to, right? But that's a whole. I think that's a genius discussion. Like, how do you release the energy inside of you around that's naturally, created within you, the urge of the act of having sex without actually having sex. That's a really interesting conversation. And how do you transmute or transmit or transform that energy into something that's genius? Like, what? What discussion are we having right now? Thank you, Napoleon, for being so awesome. So we'll push on from that. And the sex alteration of the female, as the book says here, has the same effect. He was talking about if a bull gets neutered or a dog gets neutered. And I've noticed this. The energies in a dog is totally different. So when a man changes or was to ever get neutered, neutered, they call it castrated, I think. Yeah, castrated. If a man gets castrated, then he loses his innate natural animalistic ability, like drive. Same thing with the woman. So anyway, let me push on from that. So the 10 mind stimuli. The human mind responds to stimuli through which it may be keyed up to high rates of vibration, known as enthusiasm, creative imagination, intense desire, etc. The stimuli to which the mind responds most freely are the desire of sex for sex expression, love, burning desire for fame, power, or financial gain, money, music. That's interesting. Music. Especially because music is such a large part of our culture. Friendship, either those of the same sex or those of the opposite sex. A mastermind alliance based upon the harmony of two or more people who ally themselves for spiritual or temporal advancement. Mutual suffering, such as that experienced by people who are persecuted. Autosuggestion, fear, narcotics, and alcohol. 10 mind stimuli. The desire for sex expression comes at the head of the list of the stimuli. That's very interesting. Hypersexualized society, I think that's appropriate. Some wiseacre has said that a genius is a man who wears long hair, eats queer food, lives alone, and serves as a target for joke makers. A better definition of a genius is a man who has discovered how to increase the vibrations of thought to the point where he can freely communicate with sources of knowledge not available through the ordinary rate of vibration of thought. Whoa. The reality of sixth sense. So now we're getting into genius, which, if I might add, is something that we all have and something that we all are. The reality of a sixth sense has been fairly well established. This sixth sense is creative imagination, something a lot of people lack. We talked about how we talked about how a gentleman made reference to Facebook and how it kills our creative imagination. See, if our imagination and our ability to think really big was taken away, then we would be less effective in creating a reality that we really wish to live, right? Because if we're told how to think, if we're told how to speak, if we're told how to live, to see things, if we're told how we're supposed to look at the world all the time, and we're constantly bombarded by these messages, we lose our natural, creative, and most powerful thing that has been blessed upon us. So we never want to lose that. And the way that you don't lose that, or one way not to lose it, is by meditating, is being aware of the messages in the media that you're consuming. Sometimes you can't help it, but when you meditate and you take time for self and you do activities like how we do, there's plenty of others out there, I'm sure, I know, then you're able to really check in with yourself and keep track of how you're being influenced and how you're being affected to make sure you never lose that creative genius that's within you. The faculty of creative imagination is one which the majority of people never use during an entire lifetime. And if used at all, it usually happens by mere accident. A relatively small number of people use with deliberation and purpose, aforethought, the faculty of creative imagination. Those who use this faculty voluntarily and with understanding of its functions are genii. That's everyone here on this, everybody here who's on a journey to greatness, and everyone else out there who are in line with their spiritual, with their spiritual self, and are deliberately using the powers that have been bestowed upon us, are genius. Because the majority of people, like I mentioned, they're in that cash flow quadrant, which is, thank you, Marcus, for the verbiage there. In the employee and self-business sections on the left side of the quadrant, that's majority of the people. They say how much percentage of the world's wealth is controlled by a certain group of people. What's the percentage on that? It's like 3 to 5%, right? So that goes without saying that this is true, maybe. The faculty of creative imagination is the direct link between the finite mind of man and infinite intelligence, also so-called revelations referred to in the realm of religion. And all discoveries of basic or new principles in the field of invention take place through the faculty of creative imagination. That's amazing. So what that means is, following and ending up here is, it goes, that last sentence that I just read, all so-called revelations referred to in the realm of religion. So in religions, they call these things revelations. Having a revelation that you are the chosen one, Muhammad. Having a revelation that you are the chosen one, Jesus. Whatever it is, right? And all discoveries of basic and new principles in the field of invention, let me take it back into humanistic life, take place through the faculty of creative imagination. The truest geniuses, Albert Einstein, Thomas Edison, Wilbur and Oberweit, Henry Ford, Jay-Z, Kanye West, anyone you can think about, Nikola Tesla, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg. Without a creative mind, they couldn't have created what we're experiencing and even this platform that we're on right now. So if we lose our creativity, we lose our power to create. If we lose our power to create, we lose our ability to be creative geniuses. If we lose our ability to be creative geniuses, we lose our ability to think and grow rich. Exactly, right? So anyway, thank you, everyone. I can't tell you how the community energy here. Good morning, Brandon. How's it going, bud? Good morning. I can't tell you how the community energy here has uplifted me so much. Thank you. Today was probably one of the hardest days, and I felt it from yesterday. I was like, man, I just want to sleep in. Like, I don't want to do anything. Getting up at 5 and then just ending, the workday at 8 o'clock. Like, we're not sleeping out here. Like, we're working, we're working. Like, our days are truly being maximized. And that's not a point of complaint or disregard or regret by any stretch of the imagination. But we're really working out here. So thank thank you. That's all I can say is thank you for the energy. Thank you for the support. Thank you for uplifting. And everybody who jumped on the messenger board, you already know, man, that I'm more than grateful. And we're going to keep fighting, man. We're almost at 6 months, right? 6 months, 150 days. Am I right? Is that 5 months? Sorry. 150, 5 and 30. That's 150. So that's 5 months. And we got 30 more days and we'll be at a half a year. All right. So I love you guys. Happy Sunday. Is today Monday? No, today's not Monday. Happy Sunday. And I'll see you guys tomorrow at 5 a.m. Have the best day of your life. You truly are geniuses. You truly are the greatest of all time, as am I. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace. Woo, let's go.